Hey, what's up, y'all? Quentin here with Catfish Karma, and today's video is about the one cast a fisherman can never get back. Let's do this. All right, y'all, check this out. What do cheating on your woman, voting for Joe Biden, and the very first cast with a brand new fishing rod all have in common? A few things. All of them can be nerve-wracking. All of them can go really, really bad. None of them can ever be taken back. But you know what? Only one of them is all good. And that is the first cast with a brand new fishing rod. It doesn't matter if you bought it, somebody gave it to you, but especially if you built it like I did this one. That's the theme of today's video. The last video I put out was actually, well, I was building this rod during that video. So I'm going to show it to you, and I'm going to take the very first cast ever. But you know what? It's not just the very first cast that is a big deal. The whole first day is a big deal to me. They're both exciting. You want it to go great. I mean, who wants their very first cast with any fishing rod to end up with a lure in the tree, right? You don't want that. Wouldn't it be awesome if the very first cast you catch a fish? The very first day you catch a bunch of fish. Nobody wants to get skunked their first day out with a new fishing rod. Especially not if they're like this one, something that I spent many hours on making exactly the way I want. So let's get into that. Okay, so not only is this a brand new rod that I just built, but it also happens to be the very first spinning rod that I ever built. So I had a few question marks in my head on this one, like guide placement. I've always been told that it's trickier to find the right guide placement on a spinning rod than it is a casting rod. Don't know if that's true, but I'm going to find out today. I just kind of winged it, so to speak. I didn't use plans or blueprints for guide placement. I just went with my gut on it. But it's kind of a heavy action spinning rod for freshwater use. I'm going to use it both, you know, just regular freshwater stuff and occasionally some saltwater stuff. So it's kind of that middle of the road. Today I'm targeting skipjack in particular. I want big ones and quite a few of them. I don't have a lot of time to fish, so I really just want to get, you know, like 20 or so real quick, and I want them to be big. Something that's going to be really bloody and messy. That's what I'm looking for today. But yeah, it's a 7'6" rod. It's built on the Rain Shadow Revelation blank. I don't know how well that's showing up, but it's got those chameleon guides on there that look super awesome in the sunshine. Inside my shop, they looked more purple and blue, but out here, when I hold it out over the water, they look super green. They look like tropical. They're really awesome. Custom EVA grips here. The Alps Rapid Spin reel seat. That's enough chatter. I'm ready to cast this thing. You know, I'm ready to get after it. That felt pretty nice. Just a nice, easy cast. I didn't put a lot of heat on it. This rod is rated to cast 1/2 ounce up to 3 ounces. And I've got about maybe 5/8 of an ounce on it right now. I'll show you the rig here in a second. Hey! Bite on the first cast. Let's see if I get it in. It feels good. Going straight to the fighting grip. That's one of the things I wanted on this rod. This time of year you can catch these big fat skipjack, sometimes 2 or 3 at a time, and a good foregrip is nice. Need to tighten the drag up. It's also a new reel. I might show you the reel too. There we go, y'all. That's the target species. I want them even fatter than that. 2 to 3 pounders is what I want. That one might be 2 pounds there. So far so good. I need to tighten the drag, and I want to cast harder and see how that feels. But let me show you guys this rig real quick. Actually, let me turn it and get you some better light. That should be better. All right, so it's a Sabiki rig that I tied myself. Foley spoon on the bottom, 1/2 ounce weight. I believe that's a 16th ounce Chamalure jig. It's the Gold Digger pattern, my favorite this time of year on this body of water. And then the rest of them are the Superfly. These are basically weightless. So all in all, about 5/8 of an ounce is what I got on here. But there's three. You got the Chamalure jig and Gold Digger, and then the Gold Digger Superfly above that. I'll put his contact information on the screen for anybody that wants to try them. They're awesome pretty much all year, but especially right now. And here we go. Let's do cast number 2.
This production is being brought to you by Battery Outfitters, with locations all over the Mid-South. They are your neighborhood battery store.
Letting it sink a little bit. It's pretty swift out there where I'm casting. There we go. Yes. I'm really glad I did the foregrip on this. Not a lot of spinning rods have a full-size foregrip on them. At least not spinning rods that are, you know, like widely available in my area. But I'm going to use this rod a lot for fishing for redfish in the Gulf and along the Gulf. And then also striper at certain times of year. So I wanted a nice foregrip for fighting fish. Some of you guys that follow this channel and who maybe do a fair bit of skipjack fishing might question why I would have such a heavy rod for skipjack fishing, but this rod isn't for all skipjack fishing times. It's for times like today when I know there's probably going to be some big skipjack running, and when I don't want to spend all day getting the ones I want. I want to horse them in, power lift them up in the boat, you know, get my number, and go catfishing. So that extra lifting power that this rod's giving me, and the fighting grip, it's all by design. Plus the fact that I want to use it for redfish. This reel is taking some getting used to. It's a 6.2 to 1, and all my other spinning reels are 5.3 to 1. It's a nice reel, but it's taking some getting used to. There was a little bite. There's another bite. They were just tapping it. Close to the boat. Close to the boat. Gosh, what a fatty. Oh, that's a good time. Gosh. You know, the truth of the matter is, the only reason I go catfishing is because it's a good excuse to go skipjack fishing. Something like that. It's getting hot out here. I'll take off all my clothes. When I get this one in, I'm going to show you the #1 reason I like the Superfly over just the regular, the regular jig. It does have a huge advantage over every other regular jig I've ever used for skipjack. I'm loving this. I can really just power these in when I've got my hand on that foregrip. Get him in a second. All right, check this out. Regular jig has a regular hook. I don't know what number that is. It is when it comes to the standard hook, it is the strongest hook that Shamar Lures puts on their jig, but I don't know if it'll show up. The hook on the Superfly, completely different geometry, completely different barb. By far the most durable hook I've ever used on any jig I've ever casted for skipjack. So on a day like today, when these skipjack are running big and fat, without a doubt, that Superfly hook is my go-to. Because, and I'm sure any of you on here that fish for skipjack on a regular basis have experienced, most jigs the hooks straighten out pretty bad. Especially if you're using something like the Arky, which by the way, I like Arky lures. I use a bunch of them, but those shiny honeys, the hooks just, I mean, if you look at them wrong, they straighten out. Same thing with the B&Ms. Well, a lot of them, the Bass Pro Marabou jigs, which are also great in terms of getting strikes, but the hooks just, they don't cut the mustard. That hook on that Superfly is a bad dude. Good Lord. This fish identifies as a freight train. Woo! I like it. Yes. Come on, baby. Oh, he's foul hooked. No wonder. It's not even that big. Foul hooked. All right, y'all. I'm well on my way to hitting that goal. Woo! See that, Betty? To hitting my goal of 20 big fat skipjack. So I'll be cutting this video off. I just wanted to put out something real quick to share my excitement over what it's like to build your own fishing rod and take it out for the first time. For me, good vibes on new rod day are real. First cast jitters are real. Big fat skipjack are awesome. Let me know in the comments below if you have any thoughts on new rod day or first cast rituals or superstitions. Thanks for watching.